So if we're looking at, we use the pool noodles a lot in our gym. It saves jumps from our blockers and also gives the attackers or the defenders a good reference point as to where we want to be. Okay, so my left back is going to be on the inside hand of the middle blocker. My middle back stays smack dab center, essentially the easiest job in the gym by turning and facing. Okay, and we're going to work sort of this, either the inner layer where my left back would cut in front and my middle back would cut behind. So if they were both to pursue this ball, if they're on separate planes, because my middle back in a closed block stays deeper, they would be able to cross behind. My left back would be able to cross in front. And then, so that's the inner layer, so the roll shot that's deeper donut, or Bree's gonna be driving this ball deeper into the corner that both people are, my left back is fighting for their hands, or my middle back is fighting with a big crossover step, which they worked on earlier, okay? Ball. Oh, that's the right cross. Now we just gotta stick with that play, right? That's a pretty money shot, not gonna lie. Okay, got balls inside. Okay, so if I move this ball around and that set gets pulled inside, how does that change us defensively? Yeah, so our left back, I don't know if I would completely cheat as middle back, because what's still an option if Bree's a good pickleball person, that high line shot over the top, right? So it doesn't change much, especially if it's a closed block. Our left back is sort of the one that who steps in and has that courage ball that they're just kind of ready to make something happen, okay, if our block doesn't take care of their job. Okay, here we go. We want to make sure that we're stopped defensively to create those different opportunities. One more ball here with this relationship. We'll go a little bit deeper in that range. Good. I like that we're fighting for our hands. Okay, so what we would do is we would work each of these relationships, then we would essentially flip. I like to do it for time. It could be like a 2-minute. You can have, if you have 2 courts, you can split your team and have every single person do every single position. I think it's important that as defenders, that they have opportunities to be the off blocker. Our big kids, whether it's our middles that don't maybe see as much defense, we like to create and train full and complete volleyball players. They're a volleyball player first, and then they sort of go to their respective position, so they understand, right? Like the amount of times, I'm sure you've heard this as well, where you tell, hey, middle, you guys are gonna play middle back, and you're like, now where do I go? Like that to me is a problem, right? They should understand not only what their role is, but what other people on the court's role is, so that then we can sort of be more combined and more cohesive as a team. Okay, so we would work through each of these reps, then we would flip it to the other side. We would have our attack coming from the right side, working our left back, right front relationship. We would work our left back, middle back relationship, that same roll shot, deep throws down the line, and then we would work our middle back and right back relationship to be able to sort of hone in on each of those relationships that the 2 defenders, okay? The way we would sort of transition this into more of a full team is we would have, let's give me a full 6 out on the court. That'd be great. Okay, so a full 6. Okay, let's do this. Can I have somebody that can be a setter on this side? Come on over. You can set too? Perfect. You guys can both set, that's fine. Or, no, we're a perfect number, so I do need you on that side, okay? So what we would do at this point is we would remove the pool noodles, okay? So I would remove the pool noodles. We now have a full defense. Okay, my blockers, you guys are gonna make a full block move. Thank you. Okay, they're gonna make a full block move to defend this ball. Then we would add, you can also add a layer if I had additional people and you're looking for people to be involved. You can have this be a bowling ball, a down ball. You could have 2 defenders back here. It can be from a serve receive. If I was a passer, we had a serve from the far side. Bree could do this as a pass to attack. There's multiple ways you can sort of layer and add different people being engaged, but right now we'll just do it from a toss, okay? So our defense, okay, is getting a full block, pushing back down the line. Now Bree has the freedom, as she's attacking this ball, to challenge all of the different relationships, okay? Our block, when we talk to our blockers, obviously there's multiple purposes. They could block that ball, but one of the biggest points of importance for our block is to be predictable so that we could provide some opportunities to defend behind, okay? Here we go. Reset here. And when we're working our defensive opportunities to trade. And if we're saying, hey, we're not going to dig to attack right now, if we're just working on digging this ball to the center of the court, we would utilize those same parameters we had earlier and saying, hey, we're fighting for high center of the court. We have to get X amount of digs before we can start to add an attack. Okay, we'll do one more with that, without the attack. Okay, and then what will you do is, if say we achieve that objective, okay, we would then say, now you guys can dig to attack, okay? We would want to make sure that on that side, if my setter is in right back, that they know that if they're digging the ball, who's taking that second ball? Right now our setter is fortunately front row. Okay, so now I would like to see you guys focus on that high dig. Okay, we're going to dig to actually attack. So we'll get a full dig transition to attack this way, okay? Here we go. Ball. Good touch, great off-block defense, transition to attack, okay? One last ball here, and then I'll ask if anybody has any questions, okay? So once again, Breeze, oh, Crafty, that's pretty good middle blocker right there. One last one here. Good hang time as well. Good, great block, okay? And that's always obviously the easiest way to do it, right? If you're blocking, get a great touch and get that ball back to the side, then you don't even have to worry about if they can score even better. But so essentially, like what we did today, we could go into more detail on a longer session, but we typically like to layer everything that we do within a practice. If it's a defensive day, same thing if we were doing passing, we would incorporate some sort of individual footwork-based work that we would go into a small group, whether it's with a player-led serve, into a serve-receive pass to work on an individual, then work on our passing relationships into full team passing with a coach entered ball, and then maybe an unfriendly fireball from a player plus a coach. But it's one way we found to be really successful with just our team feeling prepared as they go through a practice. I typically would have a whiteboard that writes our entire practice plan so they can see what we're going to be doing that day, and I think it just is a good way to just format your practices, and it's been good for us because our group feels really prepared as we are training and ultimately get into 6v6 competition.